Okay guys, welcome back to a new video. It's been a while, but I'm back again and I'll try to make a little more videos for the people that watch. Not a lot of people anyways. But today I'll show you how I made a random beat. I made in class. I was just chilling in English class because I already did all my homework and I made this beat. I worked on it, then the class was over, went to the bus, and on the bus I finished the beat. Now, as you can see, it's not fully finished, needs a little bit of arrangement, but I just ditched the idea. But I really like the instruments that I used and just the overall melody and vibe that it does. So it's kind of like an ambient beat, ambient type beat, how you ever you want to say it. But yeah, it sounds pretty cool, and I really like the instrument choice. So let's just jump straight into it. The first thing is the pad. Very easy, just simple triads, with a seven note on top, and I used for the pad. I used bright pads from Expand 2 and mysterious bells. Sound like this. Very poggers, and um, yeah, it's actually very simple. Don't need a lot of different things in the chords because it's just D minor 7th, C major 7th, because it doesn't need anything else. Just because it's there's so much in the sound itself that it doesn't really need complex chords. Um, so yeah, I'll just let you hear it. So it's just bumping at 140 BPM, very standard shit, and then in the intro I just pitched it down one octave, so I'll just let you hear that. Yeah, that just is only for the intro. It goes like pad, then the melody, and the rest comes in, and then it already goes up, and then in the outro it again goes back to the low octave ones. Because you can't play with the 808, because it's otherwise the low end would clash with each other. Then we have a simple melody. I did it with a soft lead, in Expand 2 again, um, softy plus. Um, it's it's very cool, the idea, because it's just if you take the notes above and this note G away, it's just A E, but then a higher octave. But it slides to B D E D B G, and then because there's no note of nothing here, and the A note is still playing, it slides back to A, because in for some reason this lead or lead doesn't doesn't play together, it plays separately, and I think that's with a lot of leads, that it plays separately, so it just slides to all the notes that are played and then slides back to the note that was originally playing, but it doesn't play together like a chord. And I'll let you hear it, just the melody. So that's the whole melody idea, and it's very cool. It sounds like one instrument in a Minecraft. The FLP is also called literally Minecraft because it's I just name my FLPs random things, but it's because this instrument sounds a lot like one of the songs in Minecraft theme music, and that's by the way very beautiful music, but it has like that same sound to it, and I just added some reverb to the sound itself, but I'll go into the mixing a little later. But then for the intro again, I just pitched it down. Again, very, very, very cool stuff. Then the violin. Here's strings, big hard pad, pause, big hard pad, not something else. No, I'm not. I just thought a pad. I don't know what you're talking about, but the violin, awesome. It is a pad, but it's literally a violin. It just sounds like a violin. It doesn't even come close to like any synth pad or something. It's just a string pad violin. I'll let you hear the standard thing. So this violin is just more for texture and not really an individual instrument that you would solo or something. So solo it sounds very dry and boring, but together with everything it sounds very cool. And this is just a pitch down version. Okay, so that's really all the instruments. I'll let you hear everything together pitched down for the intro. And then I'll just let you hear the standard, uh, just the normal instruments. Okay, for editing me, I think I was muted on accident, so I'll just let you. The things I said was just hi-hat clap, standard, right, standard clap of the kick just follows the 808, but some groove to it, and then the snare is just clap, snare, snare, clap, clap, and when the clap comes one step, it's just a little snare roll that goes in the velocities. If you look at the velocities, it goes from quiet to little louder, but not like max loud. So it gets got a little snare roll, pretty cool, pretty cool. And I'll let you hear it again, because now I explained it and I wasn't muted. That's some good shit. I'm not muted. I'm not muted. Okay, okay. And then just a very simple 808. I have in my lone samples. I don't know why it's in here, but it's the capital DK3 pack and just the 808 bare. And I'll let you hear the pattern. Yeah, okay, so that's the whole idea. I'll let you hear the drums once again, but then with the 808 included, so the kick does match up. Okay, so that's the whole idea. I'll now let you hear the full beat and then we get into mixing. Gotta focus. All my chakra goes into this beat. Swazi on the beat, yo. That's all you're getting. No, but actually it just repeats and then the outro is just again the low version. So yeah, let's get into mixing. First up, insert one. I don't know why I did it like that. Like I individually selected for every instrument. I just selected the channel routing. I could just did Control L just to make it easier, because then the name would also show up. But this is the pad, low end just cut and the high end cut, nothing else, and did the stereo separating 100%. So it's nice and separated and wide and big, pause in your ears. So it sounds a little more ambient. Then we have the I think yeah, this is the lead. Oh yeah, the lead lead. It's the lead. Reverb, low cut, high cut, all the way up, size all the way up, and then wet level, 100%. And then it's just a simple EQ again, just for the EQ. Doesn't really matter which EQ you use, but then just 94, 5, 90 hertz, and then again the low end of the high end gone. But then the violin is a little different. The EQ is more low end, but the high end stays, because the violin takes up a little more high end than the lead. Then again, reverb, low cut all the way up, high cut all the way up, size all the way up. Decay time, I forgot that, but that's just 1.5 with everything, and then wet level again, 100%. Turn that down a little, because the pad is the loudest than the lead, and then the violin is a little less loud because it's more for textures. Then we have the hi-hats. I don't know why I did this. The EQ is literally useless, because hi-hats only have high end, or most hi-hats, or the hi-hats I used only have high end, so no low end. So I don't know why I cut it like that. Then the reverb, it's just 2 kilohertz on high end, high cut, and then low cut 1300. What it does, because if you don't know, what the high cut does is just makes it more reverby, and low cut makes it less reverby. That's all you need to know. Size, just a normal 50 room size. You can look at the photo, like, or the little visual picture, how big the room is. That's really all it does. Like more reverb, more the bigger the room, more echo. And then wet level 65. I don't know why I did it so specifically, but who cares? Then we have the the clap. Okay, the clap. Again, I left the high ends. I just cut it with a low pass, high pass on the lows. A little too much, but it makes it sound a little retro-y, so a little old, because the clap normally is like very hard and very trappy, and I don't want that in an ambient beat. I mean, nobody wants that in ambient beat. Low cut all the way up, and then high cut 15,000 hertz or 15 kilohertz, then room size all the way up, decay as normal, and then wet level 100. And if you solo the instrument the clap, it's very reverby, but in the song you almost don't hear it. Then we have the ride or the open hi-hat, it sounds the same. Um, Low end again, most useless EQ in the world. Then we have again the reverb, high cuts 4K. That's I think just the standard, and the low cut is also just the standard. Room size all the way up, wet level 100%, and this does absolutely nothing because if you look, it's just a simple open hi-hat or ride, so you don't really need anything. But I use the Cymatics Pharaoh beta pack, and if you listen to it, reverb reverb does only make it a little longer. The hi-hat of or the open hat just makes it a little longer, but not like it doesn't change anything in the beat itself. Then the kick, I don't know why, but I cut out the lows for 25 hertz and put it at 75 volume, just below the snare and the 808. Then the snare, again, almost the same EQ as the clap. Then the just normal standard high cut and low cut, room size all the way up, and wet level, also just a standard 50%. And then we have the snare, or the snare, what am I saying? The 808, 808, 35 hertz on low end, low cut. What this does, it actually boosts the 808 for some reason. I don't know why, but you don't need to know why, it just works. Then there's a little distortion, threshold all the way down so it doesn't distort the mid end, only boosts the low end, so it's more bass and not like more mids would make it sound gritty and distorted, saturated. Then we have just a simple soft clipper. I think this is just the standard soft clipper. And for mastering, I put everything with the gain up for 7 dBs, ceiling at 0. So it basically everything clips. Then I soloed every single instrument. I put it down the way I wanted it. Then did the same with all the instrument together and made it a little lower. Then I did a compressor. I don't know why I didn't use a multi-band compressor, but I was noob and I was in class when I made this, so it doesn't really matter. EQ, just simple things I did. Just put it all the way up, listened for weird frequencies, and put them all the way down. If I just used a fucking multi-band compressor, I just could have like cut out the mids a little and didn't need to do all this shit. Because if you look at this literally all the mids is just been lowered. So I definitely heard weird frequencies in the mids because everything is clashing together because all my instruments are in the mids, but I just didn't know how to use a multiband or something, or I didn't hear it because I was working with my AirPods on. But yeah, that's the full extent of it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, subscribe, follow my SoundCloud. It's xwazi. It will be in the description. Yeah. Goodbye.